What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to touch on a subject that isn't really new, but it's kind of forgotten, I guess you would say. Most people don't really think about it. So yeah, ugly thing right there, that's a trunk stick. Trunk prop, whatever you want to call it. A lot of people use 2x4s. A lot of people have really fancy ones, which those are pretty cool, not going to lie. But I'm going to show you a little bit different alternative. Most of the time you got a tall cylinder in there. You got to get rid of your torsion bars to be able to clear cylinders. And what that does, that holds your trunk up. So the trunk's actually pretty heavy if you didn't know already. Found out a few times on my own. But anyways, I'm going to show you a pretty easy solution, way better option in my opinion than a trunk stick or trunk prop. So let's show you. Right there is what I'm talking about. I didn't actually do this, I just seen it on the car, but I've seen it done on many cars. I would assume Hollywood Customs is the one that did this, or the ones that originally built the car. But it's a really good idea. Like I said, it's done on modern cars, so why wouldn't it work on an older vehicle? So these are in fact bad, hence the reason I got the trunk prop in there. So here's what I did to get some new ones. Unfortunately, I don't know the weight of this trunk. I don't know how much force is on the pivoting angle of this trunk, which all that kind of does matter when you're ordering these. This is a G-body. I would assume a Cadillac's gonna be kind of close. You may need to up it a little bit. So what I did, I just went off of what was already there. It was called a Stabilis Liftomat. And it did have a part number. Actually, it's got a lot of part numbers on it. So I just Googled those, come up with a company, called the company. I guess they're out of business maybe. But it did send me to another company that does the same thing. That's where these bad boys come into. It sent me to a company called Strong Arm. And they're actually really helpful. They could cross-reference that part number to this part number. Hopefully it'll be the same. I'm about to throw them in and find out. But yeah, they were pretty helpful. They got shipped out within a short period of time. So, with me having to do all that work, I'm going to save you guys some of the work of having to do all that, running down the part numbers. Right there is the part number I got. This is for a G-body. So Cadillacs, and other cars, Lincolns, they may be a little bit different. You'll just have to try it, find out. And that's how it connects to the trunk. They basically used like a nut coupler for a spacer to be able to bring it out even with the mount down there. This is a 5/16 ball end, is what I've seen them called. There's a few good bit of places that have these. The place that I bought the struts from, they also supply them. McMaster Car sells them. And basically you just run a bolt through the trunk rod right into a nut coupler to hold that tight. Threaded that right into the nut coupler. I mean, it's there. It is stout, that's for sure. And on the bottom side, I'll show you what they got on the inside of the wheel well. Basically they just drilled through it. On the inside, looks like they got a nut, and a bolt, and a washer. And there you have it on the inside, just above the frame. I'm sure they drilled it from the inside, more likely. It'd be kind of hard to line that up on the outside of the car. But yeah, just drilled it. I would try and use the biggest washer you can. That way you have the biggest contact area. Because, I mean, that is just sheet metal there. And it is taking a good bit of force. There's actually all the info of where you get these from. So, a little update. This may not be 5/16. I thought that's what she said they were. It looks like they're 3/8, and the reason I say that is because this side fit perfectly on the inside of the trunk. On the trunk hinge itself, this side didn't fit. I was like, great. So, kind of had to modify it a little bit. Basically what I had to do, I just got a 3/8 drill bit. Took the little retaining clip off, drilled that out to 3/8. Now it fits on there pretty snug. About to put the retaining clip on, make sure it all locks on like it's supposed to, and hopefully it'll be all said and done from there. I'm going to try and show you guys the easiest way to take these out, or I wouldn't say the easiest way I've found. They don't come apart very good. They do go back together a lot easier than how they come apart. But basically you want to stick a little screwdriver in there, pull this side out. And this may come apart easier than the last one. But what I did, I just pulled it out and brought it up top, right up there. I'm going to try and do that the same on this side, but it probably ain't going to work. But maybe it will. Snap, look at that. Okay, that's the easiest way to take it out right there. Way easier than last time. As far as installation, kind of same thing. You just get right on top, slide over, you can see them two little indentions, or two little slits there, I should say. Those line up in it, and it more or less just pops right on. Not too bad. I'm just going to drill that out. I will have to go a little bit deeper, which I may have already. And in the process, trying to go all the way through the back, because this was designed for a smaller ball, so the back of that needs to be a little bit deeper also. A little bit more. That's looking pretty good. We'll try that and see before we put our little spring clip back in there. because I don't want to take it back apart. The little ball it mounts up to is 3/8. 375 is 3/8. So that's what they are. So we got the new lift supports in. Might be wondering why I haven't pulled the trunk prop out yet, because I haven't got that far yet. That's why. Voila. Look at that. Much better in my opinion. So there's the new ones installed. As I said, we had to drill that out a little bit, 3/8. I just drilled right into it, didn't really waller it out or nothing. I did drill a little bit deeper in that just so that would be able to be clipped, but there they are. I will say the manufacturer, it says on the label, it recommends to mount them upside down from what I have them. Don't really know how big of a deal that is. I think it's just to kind of keep trash out of them. But the main thing I would see is if it goes bad in the other position, it'd leak oil out of your trunk. So that's why I put them this way. But yeah, there they are. Holds the trunk up nice. Trunk still closes nicely. Actually kind of springs up now, which is nice. And once you lift it up all the way, stays all the way. So pretty happy with that. So there's pretty much the measurement to where they bolted up. The trunk is open all the way right now. And it's more or less with the bottom of the seal, just a tad bit above where the bottom of the rubber seal is. Just drill a hole in there. It isn't going to hurt to go down a little bit more. If anything, it'd probably help out, because when you let this thing open on its own, it does spring open nicely, but you have to kind of give it a boost for the extra like inch, 2 inches, but it does stay up there once you get it pushed all the way. So I think if you went just a tad bit lower, it'd be all right. The only problem you may run into is it collapsing all the way. So this is a really good place to start with. You know, this is honestly where I would go, because like I said, that one little extra inch of pushing, that's no big deal. You know, like I said, it opens far enough to look good and all that, and then just give it a little boost and it's open all the way. So I mean, there's no complaints there. And there's another shot on the inside of the trunk, right behind the back seat, maybe an inch back from where the back seat mounts. They just pop the hole in there and run a bolt. So I definitely like this option way more. Better than lugging around a trunk stick or 2x4 or anything like that. Plus, not to mention, you're not going to knock it out of the way and have the trunk come crashing down on you. So, you know, use that for food for thought. So in the future, I may put together like a little kit and sell it. That way people don't have to kind of research and figure out where to get everything. And basically showing you the tools to work with. You just have to track them down. But hopefully it helped you out. If you're trying to get away from the torsion bars, I know I hate them. I've had them break before. And as I said, I've had the trunk come crashing down on me, which is no fun. Plus, it frees up a ton of room under the dash. You know, you can put 16-inch cylinders, maybe 16-inch cylinders. I know you can fit 14-inch cylinders, or a speaker box, or in this case, they had the pumps there, so that's probably why they took them out. Or if you just want to clean up the trunk space itself. So this is where I'm going to end the video for today. Hopefully you liked it. If you did, hit the like button. If you haven't already, subscribe. Appreciate you guys watching. And one more thing. You don't have to call me Cadillac Dan, but you do have to call me Dragon. I'm going to go do some karate in the garage. See you guys.
What seems to be the problem?
Good shot. Got away free. It lives to die another day.